Welcome back to whatever this is, technology edition. Sorry. I'm Ayanna. I'm a producer, songwriter, and singer.
Hi, I'm JJONG. I am a singer, songwriter, and sometimes I create a direct, but
Actually, I've been wanting to ask you this question, Ines, because we have two different paths. When you were starting your career, what was something that you got to help aid in your career? It doesn't have to be like computers or whatever, but even when you were younger, like a cell phone.
when I started like my music journey, because I originally was not going to go straight into music. I was going to be more into music business because I was like, oh, I don't know how to get into this, so I'm just gonna make my own entertainment company, and figured it out after I figure all that out. But somebody encouraged me at the time, so I used to be friends with, and I was like, okay, sure, like let's figure it out. So then I went the K-pop route. But in terms of buying things, I bought a USB mic off of Amazon, and I had a Chromebook at the time, so it was BandLab, that USB mic, and the Chromebook at that time. So
I think for me, if we're gonna go back in the day at this point, I use my phone. Like the very, very start, I used my phone. I used to be on this karaoke app called Smule. And so basically I just used my phone microphone with a hope and a dream.
rite of
And
passage.
then I got an iPad, and from there, with an iPad, I kind of decided like, oh wait, producing is something I can do. So an iPad and GarageBand and hope and a dream.
Makes sense, makes sense. But if anybody else wanted to start something as well, I know people who are doing just their phone and then the little iPhone headphones or something like that. They'll just sing into the mic. I'm
Yes.
like, how do you do that? Because sometimes it can be muffled and stuff like that. So I was like,
Pink Pantheress. I don't know if you know this. She uses an iPhone speaker to sing all of her songs. So inspiration.
I guess depends on like where angle, I guess.
And how
And
it's
how you,
edited, because that's insane work.
but inspirations, what inspirations do you have for like when you're creating or for like music in general?
Inspiration, I guess it kind of depends. Music comes to me in like 3 different ways. Either
Oh,
it manifests itself in my head, downloaded from the cloud, um, or I just go with the vibe and I get a reference. I'll be like, okay, this song hits hard. Let me pick out what I like from it and then rearrange it into something that works. So it's not really like an individual. I
fair enough,
wish
fair
it
enough.
was.
Fair enough, fair enough. For me, I think I don't really, it's weird to say I don't really get inspiration a lot from like other people in terms of like music stuff, because usually they'll be like, what artists are you like inspired by, who are you like, or something like that, for marketing or like career trajectory points or whatever. But I'm like, I don't really have those things specifically. And when it comes to creating music, it's literally just, oh, this experience happened. I want to write about it, or I just want to write something, and this experience just came to my mind. So
I
very
got you.
much experience writer.
Um, when I got really serious about making music, I
Mhm.
ended up, well, there's a lot of things that happened. Um, COVID-19 happened, and at that point, I had saved up a lot of money for college, and I realized I wasn't going to Japan anymore. So I saved up a lot of money for college, and at that point, I didn't think I was going to college anymore. So I was like, I spent half of it, and the rest went into building a computer for music. So that's a whole desktop was built to produce music, and honestly, has she stayed alive this long? I'm not too sure, but I'm recording on it right now.
Well, she had grit, okay? She had grit. And my little jet engine, aka my Dell computer, I got before I went to Korea because I was like, I just need another computer. And this one was supposed to be specifically just for career stuff. And then the Chromebook I have, because I still have that one, was supposed to be just for, I can't even think, was supposed to be just for school stuff because I ended up going to university, even though I was someone who was like, I'm not going to college. It's just not my thing. I mean, I didn't take nothing but absence, but you know, I was there. But yeah.
I will say this. I'm guilty of, well, mostly because I didn't know what I was doing most of the time. I'm very guilty of plugin syndrome. That's what I call it. Where when you don't know what you're doing in producing, because when at the very beginning I didn't know what I was doing. So I just bought a whole bunch of plugins and just started testing out everything slowly. But because I didn't know my foundations in production, I bought material I didn't actually need because it was already in my DAW. So.
She didn't know. She didn't know.
I did not.
It's her up. I think. Oh, I want to say one thing. There is, you know, something about being an independent artist is like you either are like wearing like all the hats, like to be like a producer, or you're doing like songwriting stuff. And I think for me, because I know how my brain works, that I already know collaborations in my future, and I have accepted that, and I'm not feeling any way about it. But have you had any issues with your equipment that you didn't expect or that you did expect?
Okay. That's a loaded question. That's a very loaded question. Okay, let's start with the computer first, because that was the first thing built. Building it, that was its own issue. Going to college with it, because I produced the entire time I was at college. And she cut off on me the computer. I gentrified the computer as a she, so you know who she is. She cut off one day, and I was 4 hours away from a computer repair shop, so I used to have a microphone before I got my current microphone. That one just stopped working. Most of my issues come from my desktop computer. Lost files. Dog is really dogging back there. Corrupted files. I instinctively learned to back up my data. So.
Remember to back up your data, guys.
Have you had any equipment issues?
For me, I just got this mic, so obviously I'm learning everything about it or whatever. Yesterday when we started trying out the stuff for the podcast, I didn't even know what this buffer size thing was. I'm like, buffer size? What are you talking about, buffer size? I'm like looking around like, what is she talking about? But other than that, it was the first time I heard the fan in my computer. I was like, I didn't know that they made these sounds.
No, oh my god, you just reminded me. Okay, I lied. I'm a liar. I started with my laptop first because I didn't get my computer built until my second year of college. So I bought a laptop for amount of money, a lot of money, and that was my laptop for school. So I started producing on that first. All I had to my name was a Focusrite and earbuds. Okay, I plugged my earbuds into the Focusrite, which I'm gonna say here, protect your hearing. Put a limiter on that, master. I did not know that. My ears gone. Okay. But yeah, I produced with a hope and dream. Laptop could not handle nothing. Still can't.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, other than that, I feel like because I haven't really experimented too much with it, like I haven't had too many issues other than just having to figure stuff out. Like when it's like using Ableton Light after I got the focus right, I was like, girl, why are you complicated? For no reason.
Low key, I think it took me a full entire year to learn Ableton. Like a full entire, like not even taking breaks. Cause I think it took me 2 years to actually learn Ableton's ins and outs. And I started with 11. So
Yeah, honestly, I don't use everything in Ableton. I just was like, I put the preset that Ayanna made, and I know how to record myself. I know how to solo stuff, mute stuff, and just turn on the audio so play. So, and also because I messed up so much, I learned how to reverse what I did, redo the redo thing on the keyboard. So I'm like Cersei, and you just hear me repeatedly Cersei. It's like a little ASMR.
I know I mentioned this only once to JJONG, but I was like, you gotta get a mouse that's quieter, because when I'm editing their vocals, all I hear is snap at the end. I was like, oh my god, what was that?
Mind you, it wasn't even it was the keyboard.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Because I used the space button, so I'd be like,
oh, that makes more sense.
Especially if I don't like what I did.
Can't confirm. Can't confirm.
Or
just
keyboard.
Insert the slamming keyboard emoji there. I would say my mouse, that was another issue, kind of. Like, my mouse was kind of an issue that I had. I used to have like this red mouse. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, I still have it. I had this, oh my god, it's so raggedy. I had this mouse, and so it used to make this clicking sound. And whenever I would like use it, whenever I would use it, it would make this clicking sound. And so whenever I was in my recordings, you just hear click, 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 click. Every little audio had a click in it. And I understand why Waves has a declick plugin, because after a while you start losing your mind over clicking.
No, it's like low key recording at home and not living alone. Like you just hear me going crazy, just like the smallest sounds, be like, who did that? You just see me like,
I understand that so much. Like,
who was it?
I don't have like I call it a cloud. I don't have a cloud over my recording system. I have an air vent. So all you hear is the air going directly into the mic whenever the air is on.
Yeah. Now for this off-topic thing, but you know you got to keep it interesting because who would I be if I didn't say something off topic? Why did yesterday I get locked out, right? It's like 11 o'clock at night, right? My grandma asked me to go get some out of her car. So I'm like, okay. I go out there, I get it, I come back to the door. And I'm like, twisting the knob, pushing, I'm like, is this locked? But mind you, it's not the bottom lock. I was like, it's the top lock. So I'm like, mind you, both my grandma and my brother are upstairs. So I'm like, how did the top lock get locked? Because you can only lock it from the inside.
It was King.
That's what I thought. But King doesn't jump on the door. He's not tall enough. And so it's like, did I close it too hard and it just like... But yeah, I was sitting up there mad, banging on the door to myself. Oh my gosh. And then when I got back upstairs, right, after getting in, I checked my pocket. You wanna know what was in my pocket?
The key.
Yeah. I said, you know what? Let me go lay down.
Oh Lord, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sorry, I tried to keep it in.
Well, that was whatever this was.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Episode tech.
It went so fast. When will we be doing this again?
I think it's next week.
Next week? Well, for whatever this was.
It wasn't.